Let's start with something interesting. 6 human instincts that don't work anymore. Number 6. Fight or flight response. Your body is reacting to danger that isn't there. For hundreds of thousands of years, the fight or flight response kept humans alive. A predator lunged from the bushes. A rival tribe attacked. A sudden sound in the dark meant immediate threat. In those moments, your nervous system didn't hesitate. Heart rate surged. Breathing accelerated. Adrenaline flooded your bloodstream. Blood redirected from digestion to muscles. Your pupils dilated. You either fought or you ran. And that speed meant survival. The system was brilliant, fast, automatic, efficient. But here's the problem. The lions are gone. The predators are mostly gone, yet the system still fires. Today, the same biological alarm triggers when your phone vibrates, when your boss sends a late-night email, when a deadline approaches, when social media notifications stack up. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a charging animal and a stressful message. It only recognizes threat, so it activates the same cascade. Cortisol rises, muscles tense, heart pounds. But instead of sprinting across open land, you sit in a chair. Instead of physical release, the energy has nowhere to go. The body prepares for combat while the mind stares at a screen. Chronic stress becomes the new predator. Unlike ancient danger, modern stress rarely ends quickly. Emails keep coming. Bills recur. Notifications don't stop. The alarm system that once activated briefly now hums in the background all day, and that constant activation wears you down. Sleep suffers. Digestion slows. Immune function weakens. An instinct built for survival becomes a source of exhaustion. The fight or flight response still works exactly as designed. It's the environment that changed. You're not escaping claws or teeth. You're responding to abstract pressures and digital signals. Your biology hasn't updated to match modern life. You're running from lions that don't exist, and your body still believes the chase is real. Number 5. Craving sugar. Your body is hoarding energy for a famine that isn't coming. For most of human history, sugar was rare. Extremely rare. It existed in small amounts, inside seasonal fruits, wild honey, occasional roots. Finding sweetness meant finding quick energy, and quick energy meant survival. So your brain evolved to reward it. When you taste sugar, dopamine releases. Its pleasure lights up. Your body responds as if you've discovered something valuable. Because thousands of years ago, you had. Sweetness meant calories. Calories meant stored fat. Stored fat meant surviving winter. But winter doesn't work the same way anymore. Today, sugar isn't seasonal. It isn't scarce. It isn't hidden in rare honeycombs. It's in soda, bread, sauces, cereals, yogurt. Even foods that don't taste sweet often contain added sugar. Your instinct hasn't changed. Your environment has. The same biological wiring that once pushed you to seek out fruit now drives you toward processed desserts engineered to maximize pleasure. Modern food companies understand this instinct deeply. They refine sugar into concentrated forms, combining it with fats and salt to create hyper-palatable products your brain struggles to resist. Your system was designed for occasional reward. Now it's exposed daily, chronically. Your body still stores excess energy as fat because it assumes scarcity will return. It doesn't know supermarkets exist. It doesn't know delivery apps operate 24/7. It reacts as if food shortages are around the corner. Meanwhile, insulin spikes repeatedly. Blood sugar fluctuates. Energy crashes follow highs. The ancient survival advantage becomes a metabolic burden. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, chronic inflammation, all linked to an instinct that once saved lives. The craving itself isn't flawed. It's outdated. Your brain still thinks sugar is rare. It still thinks survival depends on storing it. It still thinks famine is possible tomorrow. Your brain still thinks it's winter, but the pantry is always full. Number 4. Overvaluing immediate rewards. Your brain is built to choose now over later. For most of human history, the future was uncertain. Food spoiled, weather changed, predators attacked. Injury could mean death within days. In that environment, waiting carried risk. If you found food, you ate it. If you found shelter, you used it. If you saw an opportunity, you took it immediately. Delaying gratification wasn't a survival strategy. Securing the present was. So evolution wired your brain to heavily reward immediate gains. When something pleasurable appears, food, social approval, novelty, dopamine spikes, the reward feels tangible, certain, real. Future rewards, they're abstract, uncertain, distant. Your brain discounts them automatically. This is called temporal discounting, the tendency to value immediate rewards more than larger, delayed ones. In ancient environments, that bias made sense. Tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. But modern life flipped the equation. Now, survival depends less on immediate reaction and more on long-term planning. Saving money, investing, building skills, maintaining health, studying for years before payoff. Yet your wiring hasn't updated. So you scroll instead of sleep. You impulse buy instead of save. You binge instead of pace. Social media platforms exploit this instinct perfectly. Infinite scrolling delivers unpredictable micro-rewards, likes, new posts, novelty, triggering small dopamine hits over and over. The reward is immediate. The cost is delayed. Impulse spending works the same way. The purchase gives instant satisfaction. The credit card bill arrives weeks later. Your brain doesn't weigh both equally. It leans toward now. Because now once meant survival. The future once meant uncertainty. Today, that instinct can sabotage long-term stability. Retirement savings feel invisible compared to the excitement of immediate consumption. Exercise feels less rewarding than instant comfort. You're not weak. You're wired. Your nervous system still assumes tomorrow is fragile, so it prioritizes what's in front of you. Now beats later in your wiring, even when later matters more. Number 3. Following the crowd. If everyone runs, you run. For most of human history, that instinct kept you alive. Imagine standing on open land thousands of years ago. Someone in your group suddenly bolts in fear. You don't pause to analyze. You don't demand evidence. Now, you don't ask for confirmation. You run. Because hesitation could mean death. Maybe they spotted a predator. Maybe they heard something you didn't. In uncertain environments, copying the group was efficient. Collective behavior reduced individual risk. If multiple people reacted, the threat was probably real. Safety in numbers wasn't philosophy. It was survival math. But modern life changed the terrain. Now, the crowd isn't just the people physically around you. It's millions online. It's trending hashtags, viral headlines, market surges, sudden panic buying. Your brain still treats collective movement as evidence of danger or opportunity. If everyone is selling, you feel pressure to sell. If everyone is outraged, you feel urgency to join. If everyone is buying toilet paper, you grab it too. Though the herd instinct moves fast, often faster than facts. Social media amplifies this ancient wiring. Algorithms reward engagement, and emotionally charged content spreads quickly. When thousands react instantly, your nervous system reads it as validation. It feels real. It feels urgent. It feels necessary. But crowds can be wrong. Markets crash because people panic together. Misinformation spreads because it's shared widely before it's verified. Reputations collapse because outrage snowballs faster than truth. The instinct itself isn't flawed. It evolved in small tribes where collective signals usually reflected immediate physical reality. Today, those signals are digital, scaled, manipulated. Your brain still equates numbers with safety. But large numbers don't guarantee accuracy. They guarantee amplification. You evolved to trust the group because the group saw the lion first. Now the lion might be a rumor, and if everyone runs, you run, even when there's nothing there. Number 2, protecting status at all costs. Your brain treats social status like oxygen. In ancient tribal environments, status wasn't about ego. It was about survival. Higher status meant better access to food, better mates, stronger alliances, protection during conflict. If you were respected, you were supported. If you were rejected or pushed to the bottom of the hierarchy, your chances of survival dropped sharply. Exile could mean death. So your nervous system evolved to monitor status constantly. Approval felt good. Rejection felt painful. Not metaphorically painful. And neurological studies show that social rejection activates many of the same brain regions as physical pain. Your body doesn't fully distinguish between social threat and physical harm. That made sense in small tribes of 100 to 150 people. But today, the tribe is global, and the scoreboard never stops updating. Social media turned status into visible metrics: likes, followers, comments, shares, public comparisons, constant exposure to curated success. Your brain doesn't interpret those numbers as abstract symbols. It reads them as signals of social position. Low engagement can feel like diminished standing. High engagement can feel like safety. Suddenly, attention becomes survival currency. You compare careers, bodies, lifestyles, relationships. Even if you're secure, your brain scans for hierarchy shifts. Someone else's promotion, someone else's vacation, someone else's recognition, and it reacts. Stress increases, self-doubt rises, ego defense activates. The instinct that once ensured cooperation now fuels chronic comparison. Modern status threats rarely affect physical survival, but your biology hasn't adjusted. Public embarrassment triggers adrenaline. Criticism spikes cortisol. Digital silence can feel like exclusion. Your nervous system still believes social standing determines whether you eat. It doesn't. But it feels like it does. Protecting status used to secure resources. Now it often drains energy. You're not shallow for caring. You're wired. Your brain equates likes with survival, even though your life no longer depends on the tribe's approval. Number 1. Trusting visual cues instantly. If you see it, you believe it. Though for most of human history, that shortcut kept you alive. A sudden shadow in tall grass, a facial expression shifting from calm to aggression, smoke rising in the distance. Visual information demanded instant interpretation. There was no time for detailed analysis. Your brain evolved to process images faster than words, faster than logic. In milliseconds, it would categorize what you saw. Threat, safe, familiar, unknown. This rapid visual judgment meant survival. Hesitation could cost your life. So your brain built a bias. Sight equals truth. But modern reality changed the rules. Today, images can be edited, staged, filtered, manipulated, and fabricated entirely. Deepfakes can place words in someone's mouth that they never spoke. Photos can be altered to create events that never happened. Clickbait thumbnails exaggerate emotion. Lighting, mort angles, and cropping reshape perception. Your nervous system hasn't adapted. It still reacts first. Outrage sparks before verification. Fear spikes before context. Trust forms before fact-checking. Algorithms exploit this perfectly. Platforms prioritize emotionally intense visuals because they capture attention. Dramatic imagery spreads faster than careful explanation. A shocking photo travels globally before anyone asks whether it's authentic. Your brain processes images as immediate reality, even when they're digital illusions. This instinct once helped you read a predator's posture or recognize danger in someone's face. Now it can pull you into misinformation loops, viral panic, or manipulated narratives. The problem isn't that your brain is flawed, it's that it was designed for a physical world, not a virtual one. Your visual system evolved for sunlight, shadows, and real movement, not pixels engineered for engagement. You still trust your eyes, because for most of human history, they rarely lied. Now they can. Your eyes were built for survival, not algorithms.